Have you ever stepped outside on a bright winter morning thinking, oh, it doesn't feel that cold, and then 5 minutes later your fingers ache, your nose stings, and you're wondering why your whole body feels tight? You're not alone. Winter has a way of sneaking up on us, especially after 60, when our bodies aren't as quick to warm up and our balance, circulation, and skin need a little extra care. Today, we're talking about winterproofing your health by avoiding 7 cold weather mistakes that catch so many people off guard. Small changes, the kind that can start today, can save you from slips, sniffles, and that drained, chilly feeling that tries to steal your joy. Think of this as your friendly, practical game plan to feel safe, steady, and energized all winter long. Here's the thing. Winter wellness isn't about fear. It's about being smart. You already know how to handle a lot of these situations. You've lived through plenty of winters. But a few tiny tweaks can make a big difference now. We'll walk through 7 mistakes people commonly make and the easy fixes that keep you warm, hydrated, and on your feet. Let's start with the first one because it's the easiest to underestimate and the one that can set the tone for your whole day. Mistake number 1 is dressing for the number on the thermometer, not for how it actually feels. Wind and dampness change everything. A sunny 35 degrees with no wind can feel okay, but 35 with a gust? That's a different story. After 60, our bodies don't hold heat as efficiently, and certain medications or conditions can dull the feeling of cold in our hands and feet. The result is you're losing heat faster than you realize. Your blood vessels are tightening. Your heart is working harder. And before you know it, you're shivering, stiff, and cranky. So let's fix it with a simple, dependable routine. Check the feels like temperature on your phone before you head out. If the air is damp or the wind is up, plan for it. Layer smarter, not bulkier. Start with a light, moisture-wicking base layer. Something soft that keeps sweat off your skin if you start warming up. Add a cozy middle layer for insulation like a fleece or sweater. Top it with a windproof, water-resistant jacket, so the breeze can't steal your heat. Don't forget the hat. Most of us underestimate how much warmth we lose from our head, and a scarf you can pull over your mouth and nose. That warm air you breathe back and keeps your lungs happier and your chest less tight. Hands and feet are the early complainers. Wool blend socks keep toes warm even if a little damp, and mittens often work better than gloves because your fingers share heat. If you need a quick boost, slip a small hand warmer in your pocket for those first 10 minutes outside. It's like starting your walk with a warm handshake. You can make this effortless by keeping a grab-and-go winter basket near the door. Hat, scarf, gloves, a light down vest, and a pair of sturdy shoes that live by the mat. That way you're never hunting for a missing glove, and you're less likely to say, oh, I'll just skip the scarf today. Think of it as your winter armor. Simple, fast, and dependable. And if you're driving, remember that the inside of a car can feel cozy while your legs and feet still run cold. Keep a blanket in the car, and don't be shy about warming up the cabin before you head out. 5 extra minutes can mean a safer, more comfortable trip. Now, once you're layered up, here's a second mistake that sneaks up in winter because it doesn't feel like a mistake at all. Not drinking enough. In summer, we feel thirsty because the heat reminds us. In winter, the heater hums, the air dries out, and we just forget. After 60, your thirst signal can be quieter, and it's easy to go hours with only a sip or 2. But dehydration in cold weather shows up as fatigue, headaches, dizziness, constipation, dry mouth, or even confusion. It can also make your blood a bit thicker and harder to pump, which your heart doesn't love. The fix is cozy and simple. Start your day with a warm drink that helps you hydrate instead of one that dries you out. A mug of warm water with lemon, herbal tea, or a light broth gently wakes up your body, without making you run to the bathroom right away. Keep a favorite cup by your chair and aim to sip regularly, not chug all at once. If you're someone who forgets, link it to routines you already do. A glass with your morning pills, a cup after your midday stretch, a sip every time you stand up to move. Soups count. Juicy fruits like oranges and pears help too. If you're watching fluids for a medical reason, keep doing what your doctor advised. This is about steady, comfortable hydration, not a contest. A good sign you're on track? Your mouth doesn't feel dry. Your lips aren't cracking as much, and your energy doesn't dip in the middle of the afternoon. If you check your urine and it's pale yellow, you're likely in a good zone. And if you love your coffee or tea, enjoy it. Just pair it with water or herbal tea to balance things out. Little sips all day win over one big gulp. All right, let's talk about the third winter trap: underestimating ice and uneven ground. I know we've all heard be careful out there, but fall can change a season in a second. The goal isn't to scare you. It's to help you walk like a winter pro. The trick is to think like an athlete for a minute. Athletes don't rush. They prepare, they gear up, and they respect the conditions. That's you. Start with your shoes. Smooth soles are perfect for dancing, not for sidewalks in January. Pick shoes or boots with a firm heel and good tread. If you're in an icy area, inexpensive slip-on traction cleats are a game changer. They're light, they live by the door, and you pop them on like a seatbelt for your feet. If you use a cane, ask about an ice tip. There are simple attachments that bite into the ground and add stability. At your doorstep, keep a small container of salt or sand. Sprinkle your path before you step out, so you don't have to play find the dry spot with every footfall. Your walking style matters too. Shorter steps, a wider stance, and your weight slightly forward help you stay balanced. Think penguin walk. It looks funny, but it works. Keep one hand free instead of carrying bags in both. A small backpack is safer than 3 shopping sacks. If the light is dim, a tiny flashlight on your keychain helps you spot that stubborn patch of black ice. And please, no texting while walking in winter. Stop, send your message, then move again. Your hip will thank you. Falls don't just happen outdoors. Once you're inside, wet floors near the door, slippery socks, or cluttered hallways can be just as risky. Park a mat where you step in, and take an extra 30 seconds to change out of wet shoes. If you wake up at night, soft night lights along the hallway make a huge difference. A fall often starts with just one rush moment. Slowing down for one deep breath before you move can be the difference between no big deal and I wish I hadn't hurried. Want to add a bit of prevention that pays off fast? A simple 2-minute balance routine at the kitchen counter does wonders. Hold the counter with one hand and practice a slow heel-to-toe walk along the edge of the rug. Then try standing on one foot for a few seconds, switching sides with your hand close to the counter in case you wobble. It's surprisingly effective, and you'll feel steadier on snow and carpet alike. If your doctor has mentioned vitamin D, winter is an especially good time to ask about whether you should take it. Good eyesight, good light, and strong legs make ice a lot less scary. Here's a small reassurance. You can do all of this without feeling like you're old or fragile. You're simply being smart. Winter rewards a person who plans a little and moves with intention. As you head out in those layers, sipping something warm and walking with confidence, take a moment when you come back and to notice how your body feels. Warmer, calmer, steady. That's you taking control of your season. Now, settle in for a second. Listen to the soft hum of the heat. Feel the air on your skin and notice your breath. The cold outside gets most of the blame, but the next challenge is the one inside your own home, quietly shaping your comfort all day long. If you're cozy at home right now, glance around for a second. The temperature might feel fine, but the air could be quietly working against you. One sneaky winter mistake is cranking the heat and forgetting about humidity and air quality. Dry air wicks moisture from your skin, lips, and eyes, and it dries out your nasal passages. The very filter your body relies on to trap germs. That's why you might wake with scratchy throat, a little nosebleed, or that tight, papery feeling in your hands. The fix isn't to suffer with a chilly house. It's to aim for smart comfort. Most people feel best with humidity somewhere around the middle. Think roughly a third to half. Not swampy, not desert. A small digital humidity gauge can sit on a bookshelf and quietly tell you when the air is too dry. If you use a humidifier, treat it like a coffee cup you'd never want to leave dirty. Empty and air it out daily, and give it a gentle vinegar rinse a couple times a week, so you're not misting your room with yesterday's leftovers. Distilled water helps cut down on mineral dust. No humidifier? A pot of water simmering for a short while you're nearby. A bowl of water by the radiator, or a few hardy plants can nudge the air in the right direction. Just keep an eye out for condensation on windows. Too much moisture can invite mold, and we don't want that either. Temperature matters for sleep, too. Many people rest better with the bedroom cooler than the living room. Cozy blankets on your bed, socks on your feet, but the air a little crisp. If your skin is protesting, swap long, hot shower for warm ones and moisturize right after you towel off, while your skin is still damp. Plain, fragrance-free creams lock in moisture better than thin lotions. A dab of saline spray in each nostril, a bit of plain ointment around the edges of your nose, and a soothing lip balm in your pocket can stop the winter crackle before it starts. You'll breathe easier, literally. Now let's talk safety in the same breath, because warmth needs to be safe warmth. Space heaters can be a comfort, but they deserve respect. Give them their own bubble, about the length of your arm, away from curtains, bedding, or stacks of newspapers. Plug them straight into the wall rather than using an extension cord, and turn them off when you leave the room or go to sleep. If the heater tips easily or the cord looks tired, it's time to retire it. Fireplaces and gas appliances should be vented properly, and chimneys need their checkups just like we do. Carbon monoxide doesn't have a smell, a color, or polite warning. A simple detector on each floor and near bedrooms, with a quick test once a month, turns an invisible risk into a non-issue. It takes less than a minute and buys a lot of peace of mind. Little drafts are sneaky thieves of comfort. If you find yourself creeping the thermostat up because a chill by the door, roll towel, or draft stopper can fix the problem without raising your bill. Heavy curtains pull double duty. Pretty by day, heat savers by night. And swapping your furnace filter on schedule helps the whole system run smoother and keeps dust down, which your lungs will thank you for. Warmth, moisture, clean air. Get that trio right and your home becomes a winter ally instead of a dry, staticky irritant. Once the air feels good and you're tucked into a comfortable routine, there's another winter habit that gets almost everyone. Moving less without even noticing. It's not intentional. The cold makes the couch more inviting. The afternoon stretches longer, and suddenly your back groans when you stand up, your ankles feel stiff, and your energy dips. After 60, joints are like car engines on a cold morning. They need a few minutes to warm up and circulate. The longer they sit, the more they complain. The good news is you don't need a gym membership or an hour of sweat. Your body responds beautifully to small, steady nudges throughout the day. Think of them as movement snacks. The kettle's on? Perfect. Stand tall at the counter and do 10 gentle heel raises, lifting and lower with a hand, resting lightly for balance. Commercial break? That's your cue for 5 sit-to-stands from a sturdy chair, taking your time and feeling your legs support you. Waiting for a friend to call back? March in place for a minute. Roll your shoulders and circle your ankles. These tiny bursts pump warmth through your muscles, lubricate your joints, and clear the fog from your head. If the weather outside is grumpy, create a loop inside. Put on your favorite song and do a slow lap around the house. Pause and touch a wall for balance if you need it. Hallway walking, gentle stair climbs, and even a few wall push-ups add up. Hang a stretchy exercise band on a door handle where you see it. A few pulls to wake up your back and arms does wonders for posture. If you have knee or hip grumbles, choose moves that feel kind. Seated marching, gentle leg extensions, and slow side steps along the counter. Always listen to your body. You're aiming for, that feels better, not, oof, that was too much. Balance is part of moving, and winter makes it matter even more. You already started practicing on the kitchen counter, so keep it going in tiny doses. When you brush your teeth, try standing with your feet a little closer together. When you're waiting for the microwave, shift your weight from one foot to the other like a slow dance. These tiny challenges remind your body how to stabilize. If getting to a mall or community center is easy, indoor walking with a friend turns movement into a visit. You'll find that even 5 minutes can flip your mood, warm your hands, and make the next hour feel lighter. Warming up before stepping outside is a quiet secret to winter comfort. 2 minutes by the door, march in place. Circle your shoulders, tap your toes, sends a signal to your blood vessels and your muscles that we're about to move. You'll feel steadier on that first step and less tight in the cold air. When you come back in, take 30 seconds for a gentle calf stretch and a long exhale. Your joints will sigh with relief, and so will your mind. And don't forget, rest is part of moving well. If you find yourself napping longer because winter light is short, try trimming the nap to 20 minutes and stepping into a brighter room afterward. A little light, a little movement, a little water. Those 3 keep your engine humming. We're not chasing perfection. We're building a rhythm that works for your real life. There's a comforting thought in all of this. Winter doesn't get to tell you how you feel. You do, with air that's kind to your skin and lungs and a body that gets little invitations to move. You start to notice you're less achy, less chilled, and more you. You're not pushing through the season. You're partnering with it. The kettle whistles. You do a few heel raises. You sip something warm. You smile because your hands aren't as stiff. That's success. Now take a look at the clock and notice how the day naturally falls into small moments. Morning sunlight peeks in. Afternoon gets quiet. Evening turns soft. Those moments are invitations for warmth, for movement, and for one more piece of your winter plan that often hides in plain sight. Let's wander to the place where so many little choices add up and give the same gentle attention you've given the rest of your day. Let's open the fridge for a second, because the place where comfort lives can also be the place where winter quietly steals your energy. One of the easiest mistakes in the colder months is eating like we're hibernating. Lots of sweets and soft beige foods, not enough color or protein, and then wondering why we feel sluggish, chilled, or more prone to catching whatever's going around. Your body is working harder to stay warm, and after 60 it appreciates steady fuel, not just quick bursts. A gentle way to turn this around is to think warm, colorful, and steady. Start your day with something that sticks with you. A bowl of oatmeal topped with cinnamon, a handful of berries in the freezer, and a sprinkle of chopped, Nuts warms you from the inside out. If you prefer savory, scramble an egg with a handful of spinach and a slice of whole grain toast. That palm-sized bit of protein at each meal, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, beans, lentils, fish, chicken, or tofu, keeps your muscles strong and your appetite steady. Add fiber by slipping beans into soups, tossing extra veggies into stews, and keeping a bag of frozen mixed vegetables ready to toss into almost anything. Frozen produce is picked at its best, so don't hesitate to lean on it when fresh options look tired. Citrus is winter's gift. Oranges, clementines, and grapefruits are juicy little health boosters. A pear sliced over yogurt, an apple warm with a dusting of cinnamon in the microwave, a kiwi for a bright kick. These simple choices help your immune system and keep you regular when the air is dry and indoor heating tries to slow everything down. If you like soups, make them your winter best friend. A big pot of chicken and vegetable soup, minestrone with beans and greens, or a hearty lentil stew can live in the fridge and be ready in minutes. If canned soups are your go-to, look for lower sodium versions and toss in an extra handful of vegetables to stretch the goodness without the salt. A squeeze of lemon at the end brightens everything. Vitamin D often dips in winter because the sun is shy. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, or trout, eggs, and fortified milk or plant milks can help. It's a good time to ask your clinician if a supplement makes sense for you, especially if you don't get much sun where you live. If you've been told to watch certain nutrients because of your medications or a health condition, keep following that guidance. Small changes within your plan can still make a big difference. Spices like ginger, garlic, turmeric, and black pepper don't just taste good. They warm you up and make simple ingredients feel special. A mug of warm broth with a few noodles and peas can be the perfect afternoon pick-me-up when you don't quite want a full meal, but need something more than a cookie. Think of your pantry as your winter safety net. A couple of boxes of broth, a few cans of low-sodium beans, tuna or salmon pouches, tomatoes, whole grain crackers, olive oil, and oatmeal mean you can put together a warm, nourishing meal even if the weather keeps you in. Keep a little sticky note list of staples on the fridge and add to as you go. Each small grocery trip becomes less of a chore and more of a quick top-up. And if carrying bags on icy days worries you, many stores deliver, and neighbors or family members often love an excuse to help a short list. Food is one part of staying well, germs are the other. In winter, we're indoors more, and the air we share is closer. A few simple habits protect you without turning your life into a sanitizing mission. Wash your hands when you come in, before you eat, and after you've been around lots of people. Keep a little bottle of hand sanitizer in your coat pocket for when a sink isn't handy. If you're in a crowded waiting room or riding the bus, it's perfectly fine to wear a mask, especially if your doctor has advised extra caution. It's just another layer, like your scarf. And if vaccines are on your mind, ask your clinician about what's right for you this season. Staying up to date is one of the easiest ways to give yourself an edge. Now, let's step away from the kitchen and look at something the cold months tend to shrink without us noticing: our world. Shorter days, heavier coats, and a bit of snow can quietly turn into fewer outings, fewer chats, and more lonely hours. That loneliness isn't just a feeling. It can nudge your sleep off track, sap your energy, and even turn up the volume on aches and worries. The mistake here is letting winter close the door on the things that brighten your day. The antidote is light connection and a tiny bit of planning. Start with light. Even on cloudy days, morning light is powerful. Open the curtains right after you wake up and give yourself 10 or 20 minutes by the brightest window with your tea. If it's safe to step outside, stand on the porch for a few breaths and look at the sky. That little ritual anchors your body clock, improves sleep at night, and lifts your mood. If sunshine is scarce in your area and darker afternoons weigh on you, talk with your clinician about whether a light box might help. Use in the morning while you read or do a crossword. It can be a kind, steady nudge for your energy and outlook. Connection doesn't have to be a big event. Make a simple 3-touch habit. 1 call, 1 message, 1 face-to-face chat each day, even if it's just with a cashier you see regularly. Put a reminder on your fridge that says, "Who will I check on today?" If getting out is tricky, bring people to you in small, cozy ways. Invite a neighbor for soup. Set up a weekly video call with a friend or grandchild. Join a library program, a book club, or a gentle exercise class at a community center where the floor is dry and the smiles are warm. Volunteering for a phone check-in program lets you be the bright spot in someone else's day, and you get the gift right back. Sleep loves a little structure in winter. Dim the lights in the evening. Switch to a warmer lamp or a cozy audiobook, and keep the bedroom cool and quiet. A short, regular wind down, a cup of herbal tea, a few pages of a book, a stretch you enjoy, tells your body it's safe to soften. Try to keep naps brief and earlier in the day so nighttime sleep stays sweet. If pain or worry keeps you up, jot a few notes on a pad by the bed. Getting thoughts out of your head and onto paper can be surprisingly calming. One last piece that ties it all together is staying on top of the little health tasks that winter complicates. Cold can nudge blood pressure a bit higher, and heavy layers can make you delay taking your daily walk or even your medications. A small, predictable routine helps. Keep your pills where you can see them next to your morning mug. Refill prescriptions a bit early when a storm is forecast. If you monitor your blood pressure or blood sugar, pick a consistent time when you're warm and rested, and jot the numbers down. And make yourself a tiny winter go bag that lives by the door. Lip balm, tissues, a travel-size hand cream, a small sanitizer, an extra pair of gloves, and a folded list of your medications. It's a little act of kindness to your future self. When you step back, you'll notice how these choices fit together like a good quilt. You dress for how the air really feels and take short, steady steps. You sip and snack in ways that keep you warm and clear-headed. You make your home friendly to your skin and lungs. You move your body often and gently. You nourish yourself with real food, and you keep your light and your circles alive. None of it is complicated, and none of it demands perfection. It's the small, thoughtful acts that carry you. If any of these ideas spark something for you, I'd love to hear it. What's your favorite winter soup, or the little trick you use to keep your hands warm? Do you have a balanced exercise you swear by, or a hydration habit that actually sticks? Share in the comments, because your tip might be exactly what someone else needs today. And if this conversation helped you feel a bit more prepared and a lot more confident, tap like and subscribe so you don't miss the next cozy, practical chat we have together. Here's the truth I want you to take with you. Winter doesn't decide your comfort. You do, with a handful of simple habits that respect your body and your day. You've earned the right to feel steady, warm, and joyful, no matter what the forecast says. Here's to clear steps, hot soup good company, and living your best life at any age.